I'm going to have a field day with my pants today because I've got, I wasn't going to tell you this. And then I always go to tell you. I have 2 pairs of pants on. I'm cold, so I have 2 pairs of pants on. Oh, now I'm really warm. But now that I'm warm, I feel cozy. So I feel a little bit like sleepy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to down this. Should I have done that into the microphone? I already have so many weird audiences. Maybe I can get into the ASMR people as well. Here we go. You hear me drinking? This is as good for you as it is for me because it's not that good for me. I have to crouch down to drink. Oh my God, I could lift it. Realizing this is like yeah, okay, well, that worked so well. I'm in a good mood already.
Jemma Bayley reviews everything ever.
Fill her up. I drink a whole can of these every single time I come to record. People wonder why I'm laughing in a room by myself. I'm going to drink one of these every single time I do. At one point, I'm going to have to. I'm sure that this isn't good for me. The things we do for our craft. Hello and welcome to Jemma Bayley Reviews Everything Ever. It's me, Jemma Bayley. I'm here reviewing everything ever as always. And I'm in pink. Oh, what a cute outfit. Thank you. It's I like it. I don't, have I worn this on here yet? I don't know. The podcasters are like, get on with it. Get on every single time I start the podcast with what I'm wearing. Like, shut up and talk. Shut up talking about visual things and get on to the talking about talking things. All right, geez, you podcast listeners are so aggressive in comparison to the visual listeners. Well, you know what we do. You know what we do by now. You know what we do. You know what we do. Good. That I don't need to say anything. No, we're going to do our speed review, okay? So, speed review today is first aid. Oh, this is going to be really hard speed review because I literally just found we did a forced aid class, which is when you force aid onto people and they're like, no, don't help me. And you're like, you're going to get help. Oh, that's an intervention. I recently did a first aid course, learned how to do all the stuff. As it turns out, pee's actually not that helpful for a jellyfish sting. Why is that the thing I remember? Because pee, and pee is funny to me. And also, the person who was doing our first aid course, she was so funny. She had like a tight amount of jokes like put into the first aid course. I was like, I appreciate that. I should have said that to her. I should have been like, hey, by the way, your crowd work's amazing. Which was really hard because like a lot of her crowd were mannequins, so stiff crowd. Stiff crowd. All right, so meant to be a speed review. You need it, and it's good to know. And I'd rather have it around if something bad happens, and it not be. I mean, I would honestly. I prefer a doctor right next to me if something bad were to happen to me. Oh, that was a terrible pause for a sneeze. That didn't happen. For a second, that it just seemed like to you I was maybe having a stroke while talking about needing first aid. All of you have norming and not. I shouldn't have scolded so much mother so fast. I can't tell if I'm just like, I'm in a sleepy state because of the double pants or because of the watery eyes and the double pants and the just drinking a lot of energy. I feel like some sort of red cordial drinking like prepubescent girl at a sleepover. I'm just like, what are we gonna do? Let's order some pizza. Oh, I would love some pizza right now. What are we reviewing? This was meant to be a speed review. First aid. You gotta have it. It's good and I like it. 5 stars. You know what was interesting about the first aid course, and I will say this. We don't need consent. We could just go and help someone who's like suffering, having a bad time, about to die, right? Because I think in the States or like in other countries, you can sue people who are coming to help you with first aid. Apparently, you could sue them. And I'm like, that's not how saving a life works. It gave me that, you know, that that scene from The Incredibles where all the superheroes started getting sued. So anyway, what is this world? First Aid gets 5 stars. Stop suing people. Now, onto my favorite segment that we are totally going to continue naming. Mum, it's not just a phrase. I rewatched, because I was editing, I rewatched that episode where I called it Mum, it's not just a phrase. And I was like, hold on, why aren't we calling it that? I know this isn't the first official Mum, it's just a phrase segment, but I'm going to start with a phrase that's got the word mum in it. What is the phrase? Mum's the word. I don't know what this is because it's not a phrase because it hasn't got any extra meaning to it. I think it's just a thing to say. Is it a quote? I don't know. And I actually need to Google this one because the only times I've ever heard mum's the word is when people touch their nose and they go, mum's the word. Like, and it's meant to mean, I think, a piece of knowledge that both of you know that no one else knows. And that's you signaling to the other person that you are referencing that information. I'm imagining a lot of spies say, well, I don't imagine a lot of spies are saying mum's the word. I picture middle-aged women. Me. Am I middle-aged yet? I should be. Hold on. Let me quickly check. Nope, I'm not middle-aged yet. Okay, never mind. God, did you hear how disappointed I was? I just want to be middle-aged because it's the average of society, which means that like I am at the point of the most intersected, like kind of common. I so deeply want to connect. I so deeply want to connect and find my people. I think I find some of them sometimes sporadically through my life, and I keep them. I call them friends. Some of them I don't keep, and I call them names. No, I like autistic and fucked up. No, anyone I can't keep, I admire from afar. That's kind of sweet. Anyway, so it's an idiom. Oh, they're always idioms. Okay. Mum's the word is a popular idiom that means to keep a secret or remain silent about a matter. The word mum here has nothing to do with mother. Instead, it comes from Middle English, where making a mum sound meant keeping your mouth closed to stay quiet. Mum. Oh, mum. So your mouth going open and closed in the word mum is like what they're referencing when they say mum's the word. It's like to keep your mouth closed. That is nowhere near anything I thought this was going to be. I thought it was going to reference like some old English play in which they say mum's the word, and then it's like, Rosebud, like when they make references like that, and it's like a shorthand for a bigger like thing to be said. But the concept of, okay, here we go. The concept of mum as a gesture of silence dates back to at least the 14th century, appearing in a narrative poem, Piers Blauman by William Langland. His current form was made popular by William Shakespeare. That's for those of you who don't know, William Shakespeare is my arch nemesis. He's making up words. He's there before you were. I make a joke. He's already made that joke. Fucking William Shakespeare. He's my mortal enemy. How funny to have a mortal enemy like decades after you've died, and it's a young woman on a podcast. Like, William, we will meet. We will meet one day in the great heavens. And we will spar intellectually, and you will beat me because I am dyslexic, and I don't think you are. Are you? Answer me. You may feel this underlying tension as the podcast goes on, and that's because the fins are playing at 4, and I've really cut this recording really, really tight, so tight, tighter than a overpacked sausage packet. Container. What do you put sausage? You know the lining. You put sausages tighter than one of anyway, whatever. What tighter than one of those rolled up mattresses you get delivered to your house and people keep opening it and hitting themselves in the face with. Have you seen those videos, man? It's fun. They keep putting the rolled up part on the wrong side so it flicks out and hits them in the head. This is a brief glimpse into my algorithm. One time it tried to show me scary stuff really late at night, and I was watching it and I was getting scared, so I had to throw my phone across the room. I hardly get scared at nighttime anymore because I am the biggest fear out there. I am the nightmare, I told myself. That's how I get to sleep. That's how I sleep so soundly at night. I just go like this, I cross my arms over my heart, because you don't want someone to, like if someone breaks into your house, you're worried that they're going to stake you in the heart. Do you know what I'm talking about? The classic fear. And then I say to myself, I am the biggest fear in this world. Good night. And I go to sleep. Did I mention I'm hanging from the rafters? I'm joking. You sleep in the coffin, you hang from the rafters. That's for bats. That's for the common folk. Get out of here. You think I hang from a ceiling? Is it because I live in Australia? That's not what down under means. Hello, I'm Jemma Bayley. I'm the first Australian vampire. Okay. Mum's the word. So it appears in a play for Henry the 8th, 7th. I don't know. 6th? Is that 6? You read that right now. Was it 6? It's 6. V1, 6. I think that's 6. Because it goes, so it goes 1, 1, 1, 1. No. Yes, I'm right. Because it goes 1, 1, 1. Then it goes 1V, which is 4. Then it goes V, which is 5. Then it goes V1, which is 6, because it's on either side. I cracked it. I could have just Googled it, but I didn't. I harnessed my knowledge from grade 6 and wasted all of our time. Anyway, it's in part 2 of that. It's in part 2 where the characters instruct another to seal up your lips and give no words but mum. I guess that's the mum noise we were talking about before. People used it to tell someone or agree with them not to reveal information. For example, we're planning a surprise party for Sarah, so mum's the word. Yeah, that's about how we would use it. I love this. The searches on this, because it sounds like how angry people are searching. This says, what does mum's the word even mean? It sounds so upset. Yeah, what does it even mean? The person who wrote this in has had people say mum's the word around them and not understood and been annoyed about it. They're like, why do people keep saying mum's the word around me? I don't have a mum. Actually, that's a weird thing to say to someone who doesn't have a mum. And you wouldn't know. I don't know if you've noticed this, that people who, like, their parents have passed and shit like that, they don't advertise. Not that they should. You can't be walking around with my mum's deceased, my dad's deceased, because that's weird. But I have 3 friends at work who have dead dads. 2 of them, their dads were dead for a while, and then one recently. And they would make jokes, and like, we know this because they make jokes, dead dad jokes to each other, which is like kind of weirdly sweet, right? So I would never say dad's the word to them. That would be a weird time. And also because that's not a saying. And they'd be like, Jemma, are you just trying to make up your own saying? And I'd be like, yes, because I'm always trying to make up my own sayings. Dad's the word. It can't be dad's the word, because dad's the word sounds like mum's the word. It'd have to be something completely different and it'd have to mean something like not keeping a secret. Okay, if keeping a secret is mum's the word, then not keeping a secret is yell like that. Yell like that would be like mum's the word and yell like that. And then like, so someone says to you like, hey, we're planning a birthday party for our friend Sarah. But we're not trying to keep it a surprise. She needs to know about it, so yell like that. So just go at it. Just yell like that and she'll get it eventually. That might catch on. That's a good, hey, William. Hey, William. How many sayings we up to now? Check. Another saying for Jemma. Guess what? You're capped. Your sayings are capped. We could get you know what? I'm making up sayings now. Okay? All right. Here we go. Jemma Bayley reviews everything ever. We're making up sayings. We're gonna beat William Shakespeare. Thank you. That is my goal. My goal is to create more words and sayings than William Shakespeare did. And if I can't, that's actually very piss poor, because look, chuggy was a thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I can't in this era make up more words than William Shakespeare, which he had to do in person and not on the internet. In this era where we make shit words like looks maxing and core blah, 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 and I can't get sayings like done, there's no hope for us. All right, so mum's the word. We're giving it. Most people know what it means. And it's pretty succinct. And it's got mums in it. And not even mums like we would know mums. Mum's the noise of the word mum. I like it. But not that much. So 3. 3. It gets 3 stars. For all my spiritual people out there, I do not want you to fear because I'm coming at this from a deep and unthoughtful place, but I will be reviewing Reiki. What is Reiki? Reiki is fakey. It's not real. And for those, you think it's real? That's your brain. That's your brain. And you know what's funny? Even if you believe it's not real and you do it and you expect benefits from it, you will still get benefits from it. So is Reiki fake? Actually, no, I guess. In that, actually, it's psychological. Because I don't want to piss off the spiritual community because I don't know what they can do. They don't even know what they can do. It's spiritual. They have loose ideas of what they're doing. And that's better than what I know what they're doing. They can, look, I'm not saying I believe in magic, but I am aware enough to know that I don't know enough of anything. So in the same way, I'm not going to shit on a doctor. I'm not going to piss off a priest. Do you know? Oh, well, depending on the priest. If they're actually, yeah, if a doctor or a priest is shit, I'm pissing them off. But the practices of science, spirituality, whatever the hell this Reiki thing is, because because it's not science. Hey, it needs to, I'm sure there's science out there backing parts of it. But as far as I can tell, you know, when you're sitting there and the person's like, let me Reiki you. And you're like, wow, is this a massage? They're like, no, it's worse. I don't touch you at all. But it comes with all the close proximity that you hate in a massage. Reiki is just the shit parts of a massage. It's the getting close and talking softly and being around you, but without the actual touching and kneading part. Did I just admit that I just hate closeness? I hate closeness. Touch me or get out. Fuck me or leave. I don't like strangers being close. And I have good reasons for that. The strangers that get close to you are oftentimes not good people. At least in this case with the Reiki, you're paying a stupid amount for nothing. Sorry. I'm trying to not be angry about Reiki because I see it as a scam. Okay, here we go. Reiki is an alternative Japanese energy healing practice developed in the early 20th century by Miyaku Yuzuki. Practitioners lightly place their hands on or just above a fully clothed recipient to channel universal life force energy, aiming it to reduce stress, promote relaxation, and support the body's natural healing abilities. Sorry. The term Reiki is composed of 2 Japanese words, rei, meaning universal, and ki, meaning virtual life force energy. Practitioners believe that when a person's life force energy is low or blocked, they are more likely to become ill or feel stressed. During a session, the practitioner acts as a conduit to transfer energy to the recipient. I can't read on this anymore. Okay, so that's what Reiki is. Let's see the benefits before I just get too far into it. Designed to reduce stress, ease physical and emotional tension, and promote deep relaxation. Okay, so you know what has been proven to do all those things? Scientifically, meditation. What are you doing during Reiki? Are you just being quiet and sitting there? It sounds like meditation but you pay someone else. Oh, sorry. Okay. Is this a hot take? No, it's just me talking. Yeah, me sitting here roasting the soft target that is Reiki. So spiritual babes, I love ya. I do believe in spiritual things, and I do believe that there is a very real world effect that spirituality has on people. Has. And I think that in that way, I really like spirituality. Don't mind a little bit of the woo-woo. Don't mind a little bit of the playtime, the storytelling of life. I don't mind that at all. However, when people start charging money for something that's just not real, I do get pissed. And we know that this industry is fraught with scams and shit like that. So, no, just this should be free. If you're getting Reiki, it should be free. That's how I feel. If you're getting Reiki, it should be free. This thing should you could. I was going to say you couldn't pay me to say that. You could actually. Yeah. If you paid me some money, I would absolutely be Reiki'd. Oh, Reiki away on me if you're going to pay me to be there. But also, like, just meditate. Reiki gets a 1. Whoa, idiot. If you're paying for this shit and it helps you, wowee, boy oh boy, may I recommend meditation? Might save you some coin. So aggressive. I'm not going to lie, when I found out what Reiki was, I was a little bit like, okay. I digress. I didn't mean to get so angry about Reiki. Okay. We're going to review cannons, the wartime big gun. No, cannon. It's a cannon. There's no other way to say a cannon. You can't say a cannon is anything else. It's not a massive gun. A gun isn't a tiny cannon. Do they work on the same principles? Yeah, because there's an explosion and it produces a projectile. So I guess they are actually quite similar to each other. Which came first, the gun or the cannon? It was the cannon, because ships. No, not because ships, but like, actually, did they? I'm thinking that cannons came first. And maybe, is that because I think phones were bigger when they first were invented and then got smaller, and I'm thinking, the cannon is bigger, and then they shrunk it to be a gun. Is that what I'm thinking? Surely that's not true. Not that technology got smaller. If that's what it is, how crazy are humans? We're so, from back then to now, we're so similar. No, I'm going to ask. Hey, I'm going to ask Google, which came first. Yeah, chicken or the egg comes out. The color, orange or the fruit. The fruit came first. Who's asking that? Yeah, the fruit came first. The color orange or the fruit. Fuck, that's funny. Oh, actually, that is a good point, because oranges weren't invented for ages. And orange as a colour has always existed. So this is wrong. The fruit came first. The word for the fruit came first, I guess, then the colour orange. We named colours after we invented fruits. Oh. No, that's not anywhere near. I can't, guys. Look. Sometimes we find ourselves in these positions where we meant to Google something and we found something more fun to Google. And now we're here. And I apologize for that. But in my defense, now we know. Which came first, the cannon or gun? Hey, a gun came first. The gun came before the cannon. The earliest true guns, such as the 10th century Chinese fire lance, was portable tubes of bamboo or metal filled with gunpowder, and were mounted on spears to shoot flames and shrapnel. The fixed cannon evolved from these smaller weapons and appeared later between the 12th and 13th centuries. Oh, I'm just typing in, are cannons still popular? Yes, cannons are still actively used by militaries worldwide, though they are rarely called that. Today, large caliber cannons are referred to as artillery, or while smaller rapid-fire cannons, like those mounted on fire jets, are... Oh, yeah, I forgot about jets. Yeah, I forgot about jets. So cannon... Oh, yeah, okay, cannon... Yeah, auto cannons. Yeah, okay, this is... I realized... Okay, guys, I forgot about all... Look, I forgot about the military, and I knew about the military. I forgot about them momentarily. We remembered the military in the beginning, and then we forgot about them for a little bit, and then we went back. And now I see where I went wrong. Anyway, so a place where Jemma was researching something and forgot completely the other variations of it. Well, how do I feel about cannons now? Well, they're not nearly as whimsical as I remember. I just remember there being a lot of pirate jokes about cannons. And now I'm seeing this and being borderline terrified. So how do I feel about cannons? Well, I feel about the same about cannons as I feel about any weaponry about, which is I don't like it. I live in Australia, a bit of fan of guns, not even a fan of knives, honestly. We take them or leave them. Sometimes when I go to a restaurant and they bring me a knife, I'm like, hey, get that out of here. I'm like, this is a peaceful table. That's why I only ever buy very tender meat when I go out to restaurants, because I specifically ask, I want the most tender thing on your menu that I don't need a knife for, and then I want you to never bring a knife to this table. How dare you? And then, if they bring a knife to the table, I'll be like, I consider this an act of tyranny. And I get my tiny cannon out of my purse and I aim it at them and I go, you take that knife back. Cannons, a little bit more fun than guns though. So we'll give them a 1. I'd like to review crate training. So what is crate training? Crate training is when you train your dog to go into the crate on a command and stay in there for periods of time. Like I'm pretty sure crate training actually helps with transportation. It helps with keeping animals like able to be maneuvered around. So like a lot of people who train dogs show dogs. So like when you're going from like place to place to show your animal, crate training them is very handy because not only are they comfortable in the crate, because I don't know if you've ever tried to put a dog in a crate that's never been in a crate. They don't like it. Imagine you were put in a crate. That's how a dog who's never in a crate would feel about being put in a crate. Like, you're like, what is happening? Why is no one speaking my language? I'm being transported somewhere. Like, that's not a good... And now I've put myself in that situation. I feel really bad for dogs who have to go on planes. Oh my God. Anyway, so... it's just not a good time, all right? So crate training a dog allows them to understand that that is not just a normal thing, that it's actually a safe thing. And sometimes it's the safest thing for them. And a lot of people crate train also, just getting them used to that being a safe spot to sleep. Like especially if you have a dog that has an outdoor area or you want to know where they are at nighttime. You can crate train them to stay in their crates and sleep in there. But before I go further, because that's what I know about crate training. And we got to Google it. Crate training is an effective management and behavior tool that provides your dog with a safe den-like environment while assisting with house training, preventing destructive behavior, and ensuring a secure travel. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I said. Yep. When introduced correctly through positive reinforcement, a crate becomes your dog's personal bedroom and a peaceful treatment rather than a place of confinement. That's what a good crate train will do. Bad crate train will make your dog think it's a punishment, which is, I think some people get confused. They think it's like, what is the word? They think it's abuse, animal abuse, to crate train a dog. And to those people I say, having a dog is animal abuse. Are you telling me you're going to keep an animal in a house that it hasn't consented? Like, you're just going to keep an animal? That's animal abuse. Do you understand the concept of domestication of an animal? Do you know what happened to pigeons? But because domesticated animals have been brought up to rely on us, it's actually not that bad. So it's become a symbiotic. So it's no longer abuse as much as it is like, that's your willing hostage. That's your family now, I guess. So it's in the grand scheme of things, what humans have done to animals is abuse. Okay, so it is, you're continuing that abuse. But you are doing a kindness in you're continuing that lineage of being kind with it. At least you're a nice captor, I guess. I've owned animals and I still feel that way. Like, and if I get another animal, I'll still feel that way. I'll be like, I am your captor, and you are with me now. And I will do my best to make sure that your life on earth is A-okay. And that's where I draw the line of like, the extreme natures of animal abuse, which is like hitting and yelling and like making an animal feel unsafe and making its life stress. If you're stressing out a dog, that's animal abuse to me. Anyway, what did we crate training? Crate training, not animal abuse. Actually, kind of helpful, and I would highly recommend it from a young age. For dogs, is it still technically animal abuse in the grand scheme of things? Yes. If you pick one up from a shelter, are you rescuing it? Yes. If you're treating it well, are you caring for it? Yes. So what does that make you? Partners? Friends? I guess you're friends. You're housemates, I guess. You're housemates. And your housemate doesn't pay rent and is a dull bludger, but gives you safety and happiness. So there you go. Your dog is almost like a housewife in the way that like they give you emotional support. They make you they make the home nice to come home to, but they don't work. And you rescued them. You rescued them from their father. They paid you a dowry. You paid them a dowry. Wow, actually, yeah, it's kind of like old school marriage. It's like you pay the father money to take them off your hands to look after them. Yeah. So animal rights. I guess that's why people are like animal rights. They're like, I can get that. Anyway, crate training. Crate training gets a 4. All right. Look. I don't know how long I've been here, but the game's gonna start soon. So I'm gonna leave you here. I'm sorry if this is a short episode, but you're not my boss. You're not my dad. I can do whatever I want. I'm gonna go make myself some dinner. I'm gonna watch the game. Then I'm gonna go MC a gig. And then the night is mine. The night is mine. You have yourself a good day.